young child died of measles in Texas, or maybe it was New Mexico. There's this big outbreak going on. And among unvaccinated people, surprise, surprise, you've got to have at least 95% vaccination to stop measles, to establish herd immunity for measles, because it's so contagious. You literally can contract measles from somebody by walking into a room that they were in up to 2 hours previously. That's how contagious measles is. It's one of the most contagious viruses that humans can get, right at the top. It's far more contagious than the flu or COVID. So this child died. It was the first death from measles in 10 years here in the United States. And Bob Kennedy yesterday in the White House cabinet meeting, or the White House cabinet Let's All Praise Dear Leader session, Bob Kennedy said, well, it's not a big deal, or words to that effect. We always have measles outbreaks. Yes and no. Measles was eradicated from the United States before these vaccine denier freaks started this whole campaign, a decade or so ago. And now we're seeing a steady increase in measles cases in the United States, and now measles deaths. But interestingly, this is what I believe it's the Food and Drug Administration. They have this committee. It's called the Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, VRBPAC, VRBPAC. And they meet a couple times a year, and they're the ones who, every 6 months, the flu vaccine gets updated. And, I guess it's annually, but, they meet 6 months in advance to try to decide what's going to go into the flu vaccine, because there's, dozens, probably hundreds of different flu strains out there that can infect humans. And, they're looking at what are the ones that are most endemic, what are the ones that are most, pretty much everywhere, number one. And number two, of those, say there's like 8 or 10 of them, of those, which are the 3 or 4 most dangerous or most deadly? For people over 65, you get a quadrivalent shot. It's got 4 different killed vaccines in it. For people under 65, it's a trivalent shot. It's got 3 different vaccines in it. The one for over 65 also does not have a preservative in it. There's no thimerosal in it. But in any case, without that committee meeting, you're not going to have a flu vaccine next year or this year, this fall. And this is the second time that this meeting has been canceled, apparently by Bob Kennedy or people working for him. Also, there was money going to Moderna to develop an mRNA vaccine for the bird flu that may well turn out to be the next 1918 flu pandemic that kills millions of Americans. That got stopped. There was also in development, paid for with federal funds, a program to make the COVID shot into a COVID pill that you could take, which would, radically increase compliance. People will take pills when they won't take, injections every day of the week. That got canceled. And then there's the program to stop Ebola, which Elon Musk lied about yesterday, saying that program had been put back into place. It has not been put into place. It's still shut. So where are we going with this? Why was it canceled? Nobody knows. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. Ruth Ben-Ghiat, who has written several books, Strong Men is probably her most famous, about authoritarians and oligarchy, but mostly about authoritarianism. She wrote over on Blue Sky yesterday, quote, again, in answer to the question, why did the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee cancel their meeting? She wrote, the reason? A diseased population is easier to control. The goal is to destroy America for the benefit of the autocracies these people are aligned with. In other words, Russia and China. And, India and Israel and et cetera. The Hungary. That's crazy.